Hello and welcome. I'm Finn and this is my journey towards a life closer to boat building and hopefully one day sailing around the world. So in this episode I continue my work on the counterstern of the boat, removing the knees and the rotten fashion piece. I also get stuck into the repairs on my little dinghy, ready for some small sailing adventures as soon as we're out of this lockdown and able to get back out on the water. Right, so I've spent a bit of time working on trying to free up the bolts for these knees with no success. So I've tried a couple of methods. Thanks to all of you guys that got in touch over the last video, comments and emails with different ideas for removing these knees. So rather than wasting any more time, as I'm not actually going to be reusing these and putting them back in place, I'll be making them out of new timber. Due to a couple of things, you can see there's some quite nasty checks on the faces. There's also some big knots in the sides and a little bit of rot on one of them. So without wasting any more time, let's get these cut off and remove the bolts. So I've then got access to the fashion pieces on the counterstern of the boat. Okay, some of you have asked what this dinghy is that's been tucked underneath the counterstern of the boat. So this is a GP14 designed by a chap called Jack Holt in 1949, and the idea behind this design was GP is a general purpose 14-foot sailing dinghy. So we've had this boat a number of years and never really got around to getting it finished off, but now we're in lockdown and I can't order any materials, get any bits that I need to get on with the boat. I'm going to flip this boat upside down and repair a hole that's in the bottom. So I've just cut up an old piece of steel box section and tied a hook to the end, just so I've got an extension bar that I can drive in over the top of the boat, get some strops around it, lift it up, and I can get the trailer out from underneath it. And then I just got to flip the boat over, then plonk it down in an area where I can still work on it. first coat of 50/50 varnish and white spirit is now dry, so it's time to apply the next coat of neat gloss yacht varnish. Right, so I spent the last few days working on the canter stern of the boat. I've managed to get the knees removed, and I've cut round all of the edges of the fashion piece with my multi-tool and sawzall, and I've drilled out the bolts as I couldn't access the nuts on the inside. Now, whoever fitted this fashion piece did a good job in sticking it on there really well with Sikaflex on every face. So it's proving quite tricky to cut through some of the areas that are down the back of the timber, where the Sikaflex is against the concrete of the hull. So now I've run out of time this weekend to finish getting this piece of timber removed, as I've planned to go back and visit some family that I haven't seen for a few months while we've been in this lockdown period. So it'll be good to get a bit of downtime and hopefully come back next week with a clear head and some good ideas on how to remove this timber without damaging any of the other areas of the boat. So I hope you all have a great weekend, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.